The Institute of American Indian Arts and the Mescalero Apache Tribe want to thank the Native Arts and Culture Foundation for their generous support of the Mescalero Water Tank Documentation Project. The Mescalero Water Tank Documentation Project was designed to capture images that had been written on water tanks on the Mescalero Apache Reservation. The water tanks were built in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s to provide water for communities and to provide water for the tribe's cattle operation. Over the years, the cowboys working for the Cattle Growers Association have written their names and drawn pictures on these water tanks. And there are also some names from students in the community schools on those water tanks. It is very important to capture these images at this time. These images represent a part of the visual history of the three Apache tribes that make Mescalero their home. As time has passed, the weather and human action has begun to wear away the names and images, and slowly this part of Mescalero history is being lost. Most damaging is the appearance of contemporary spray paint graffiti that, more often than not, presents slurs and obscenities sprayed over the historic images. Then the tribe, in an effort to remove these offensive images, paints over both the historic and spray-painted imagery, thus further covering over this aspects of the tribe's history. The Mescalero Apache Water Tank Documentation Project was designed as a community project involving students from the Mescalero Apache School and community cultural advisors who were cowboys for the Cattle Growers Association. The students were trained in the use of still and video cameras and did most of the video and still photography. The community cultural workers talked about their experience with the students and the IAIA participants while we drove from water tank to water tank and while we documented each water tank.
Those days are a lot of fun. You did mostly riding. You don't hardly haul horses and trucks or haul cattle. We used to ride. Like, for instance, from number 1, go over to Elk, and from Elk, over to Eight Canyon. You drive them over the hills. You ride sun up, sundown, all day. And I like the work though. We used to camp here and there. Those days, you just camp out in the open. Put your bed out in the open. You don't sleep inside or anything like that. You just sleep in the open, like under the truck wagon. We had an old truck that goes around after us where we go. That truck follows you everywhere where you camp, you know, and they feed you good. And if it's closer to number 1, they just haul food out there and feed the cowboys.
This is where they used to have all the bulls, all the bulls for the winter down here. Bull pasture, like. At one time, when I first started out working for the cow company, there was over 500 bulls. 500 bulls in the truck. And when we go out and round up cattle, we usually have Maverick bulls, some branded bulls, wild men. This one guy. We were roping bulls, and then he roped it. And then we got to tied real good, and then that bull got loose. Somehow he got away from that bull. That bull missed him, and he was sure looking up and saying, "Almost shook hands with the good Lord." Then they got different places for them bulls. They got pastures for the winter. Mostly they have them around here. Same tank. These two guys too. We were branding those Maverick bulls. This guy that was healing the bulls. He was dragging it. So those other two guys jump on that bull, holding it down. And that guy got no room. He got into that corner corral. He got no place to drag that bull again, to hold it back with the rope. And that bull kicked that rope off, and they caught up. This guy took off from that bull with it. And one hand tripped over that rope. The other guy was stretching it. He was ready to hit him, and this other guy fell. That bull turned around. I was looking at that bull right there with the snake still. He said he could hear that hot air with the snake right there looking at him. It was another guy climbing that fence. And after that, we were eating, and then they were arguing. They were arguing, shut up. I'm the one that saved your lives. We don't have that many cows nowadays. Before that, these places used to be covered with cattle. We have about 10 to 14,000 head of cows. This is where we bring the calves, place them down. We cover the whole east side of the reservation with cattle. Big cattle. It takes about half a day to feed 3 of our poor pastures. 60, 70s. So it kind of slowed down in the 80s.
Yeah. Early 90s was kind of
It dropped pretty low in the 80s. Started losing cattle. Used to go maybe about four to 5 different trucks, all loaded up, feeding cattle.
Was every place doing the same thing, or was it just here that was?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pastures, maybe a little more.